Welcome to our Divine Origin Forum. Tonight's topic is Beyond the Veil. Please remain muted as we start with an opening prayer. We call the benevolent beings of light, archangels and ascended masters, to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's mission is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. We thank you for answering the call from on high to attend the forum. Let us join our hearts and minds in preparation to receive the blessings offered. We ask you to release your day from your mind and center yourself. Breathe in deeply and release. Breathe in deeply and release. Take one last deep breath in and release. Relax the tension in your body and your mind. Now bring your full attention to the form. Be fully present in order to receive and fully retain the discourse gifts. This is not recorded. Barbara, would you like to comment?
No, it was quite clear.
Okay. All right, John, could you turn off the recording? Barbara, can you please start your discourse?
Tonight's topic, Beyond the Veil. Dolores Cannon, I never saw this video before, and I tell you, when I saw it, I've been talking about this to all of you for quite a while now. It never ends. It never ends. Life. It's just this continuous journey. Yes, we don't remember it right now, but you will when you cross over. But tonight I'd like to talk about what we can do to go through that, what they call the bardo. It's approximately, for the average soul, 3 days of reviewing the Akashic record. 3 days. And that's how they used to have the 2 days of the wake, and then the third day's the funeral. And let me tell you, what we talk about, taking our emotions and looking at our feelings, studying our patterns, we can cleanse the entire thing. So when we get there, we will just be congratulated because we have done that review before we ever step to the other side. This is what I talk about with the process. The process is an actual step-by-step process of healing. You can take and revamp your entire experience from the day that you let go of an old pattern that is holding you back, that is not serving you any longer. And if you would do that, it changes the picture in front of you of how people respond to you. You take care of karma. You don't have to go through a lot more. If you hang on to it, you will go through a lot more experiences. But if you can see and feel that things are not right, well, I'm not done, I don't feel peace, that I can say that my life is really complete and utterly beautiful and peaceful and holy and sacred every moment. And some people say, well, it's not even realistic. Well, Let me tell you how realistic it is. What's so real about it is that you don't have this dialogue going on in your head stressing you out. It goes to the point where, yes, there's noise, and you tell it to be quiet, and it's quiet. Feelings don't come up that start to upset you anymore. The feelings that come up is the feelings of peace and comfort, and that everything is okay. There's nothing to stress about. No matter what's happening in your life, you develop this sense of belief, of faith, and of trust that is beyond anything that I ever experienced early on in my life. And you have to truly trust that everything will be okay. And remember, you speak the words, "Thank you, Father. Thank you for helping me with this and working it all out for me. Thank you for showing me what I need to see, hearing what I need to hear, and learning what I need to learn about myself." But how do we do this? Do we do this by sitting in meditation or sitting in prayer every day, constantly, all day long? No. We get out and live our life because the universe arranges everything through our higher self in order for us to have certain interactions with other people or the lack thereof, where there is you want to be someplace and it's not happening. And then your feelings come up and your emotions. Or you meet somebody and they're showing you a very agitated state. And you say to yourself, wow, I wonder what's going on in them. And then all of a sudden you realize they're showing me there's something I'm stirring about inside. I'm not even aware of it. And then you take care of it. You feel it. Soon as you say it, you'll start to feel it. It's getting in touch with the emotional body is where the mastery actually occurs. I never wanted to be upset. I loved being happy and joyful and having a great day. I'm sure you do too. But when we're absolutely living consciously, everything changes. We really feel on a level that we never felt before. We have such empathy for people suffering. But when we see people suffering, it's a signal there's something inside you that is suffering, just like that person did. We reach out to help in any form that is our gift to do. And we're actually healing that part of ourself, loving that part of ourself that is struggling, that hasn't reached that place of peace yet. Everything out there is happening in here. Maybe not to the intensity that you see it. With me, they had to have a lot of drama like that because if I didn't see it in blatant color and really have it right in my face, I was able to put my walls up and protect myself from any pain. When you do your work, your inner work, this isn't for just the holy moment that you're in. It corrects the balance of your physical life in that particular frequency, in that particular issue, pattern, whatever it may be for you. Being impeccably honest with yourself is one of the most important things. Honesty starts inside you and how you relate to your true self. When we're in denial about something, even though we have 10 people in our life showing us the same pattern, the same attitude, the same issue, and we keep ignoring it and trying to stay away. I'm not going to hang out with them anymore. I'm not going to be near that person because we don't want to see it in ourselves. And when we do that, we're delaying the inevitable. One way or another, it's got to go. The hospital that was there, I've described it to you before. I visited it. I know what it looks like. I know what it felt like. It was beautiful. And I considered it a hospital because these people were administering light to the people that were there. There was a beautiful sound in the air. In fact, all throughout heaven worlds, the higher frequency worlds, there is this beautiful sound. You can't find where it's coming from, but I have determined that it's all of the heart tones of each individual making the most beautiful harmony you ever heard in your life. Yeah. Now, heaven, we don't have to go anywhere. All we have to do is clean ourselves up. Heaven will be right here. 5D will be right here. That's your next step. All of you have progressed to 4, and you still have a leg in 3. We all do, because there's still some stuff we got to clean up. If your life is pure heaven every moment, you've been working on yourself, and I commend you for that. I honor you that you're doing this, because you're going to make it so much more fun when you step into that light that's called 5D. Now, how it's going to happen here, everybody's kind of guessing it out. Do we have to float up in the air like I did when I had the car accident and find yourself someplace else? Or are we just going to step through the veil, or is the veil just going to disappear and we'll have that heavenly experience of the reunion with all those that went on the other side already? It's just the mystery that we're waiting to find out. But I can tell you the separation of being out of your body, from my experience and having gone through this without the strand breaking, it's just like that. It's complete and utter quiet. No matter what it sounded like when they took their last breath, when you heard it. It's not anything you're experiencing. You are in total peace and quiet and calm, just as if you are already in a heavenly state. It's because you've disconnected from all the sensory systems that are working in the body. And the delivery for me was a temporary one, but it was quite amazing. Being out of a physical body, even though I looked just like I did in a physical body, and yet there was no pain. I was expanded. I felt like I could expand and fill up the whole earth if I wanted to. It's beautiful and holy. And it's so important for people to lose the fear of passing. Will we have to pass? Is the question this time. That is the big question. Do we have to actually pass? We will drop our body, or we will lift our frequency and take our body with us. Yeah. So this is the mystery that we won't have any answers until it actually happens. Mine was temporary, so I can't speak for what happened to me, right? Because I was still connected to my body. But when I re-entered that body, it was all I kept saying is, oh, because I was feeling it. I came consciously back in, and it was very rigid. And all of a sudden I started hearing this pounding sound. It was my heart. Then I heard the wind of me taking a breath for the first time. Everything was plugging back in and connecting. Yeah. When the description of having a wet blanket very heavy on you is very, very good description. You feel like you weigh 600 pounds when you try to move for the first time. after being liberated. It's such a strange feeling. And honestly, I did not want to come back. I did not. No. If I could have stayed, but I was told it wasn't time and I had to come back. When you do go for the final time, though, the cord is cut, you can't go back. There's no going back. And so most people, like they say, want to come back eventually if they have unfinished business. So to take care of unfinished business is to take care of it now. Stop making believe that you're okay. I heard this guy today. I was out and he kept saying to this man that said, "How you doing?" He goes, "I can't complain." Yeah, and he sighed, and I was going to say to him, "You can complain and be honest to him," but I didn't say it. And when he sat down and turned around, I saw his face. He wasn't in a good place. Well, he's glad, I'm sure. Before I left, I did a nice light treatment on him. And I hope that he had a much better day afterwards. Do you know what it is? We stay in that head of ours and we dwell on all the things that happen, on all the things that we're worried about what's coming. When do we stay in the holy moment of the now? Nobody in the place I went today didn't have their face in their phone. Not mothers with children, not husband and wives, not couples. They were all on their phones wherever I went today. It was so sad. Do they even know who was brought into their life that day to work with them? Do they even know the opportunities that were arranged by the universe that they never took advantage of? They were too busy being somewhere else. At the Academy of Light, I'm telling you, we are going to work on this very diligently from the young to the young adults to make sure that they don't get hooked into this type of behavior. It's very unhealthy. Nothing is the way it's supposed to be. Do you ever even notice the flowers on the walkway, along the sides of the walkway, when your face is in your phone? People step out into the road. They think they're in a crosswalk, that they're safe. They don't have to look because they have their face in their phone. Technology is wonderful, but we've got to really realize it can't become obsessive behavior and taking away everything that we're supposed to be experiencing right in front of us. Beyond the veil, this is where we're headed. The veil is so thin that usually people who are very psychically developed, or even mystically, which there's not that many people in that level, but psychically, they really can sense the presence of the people on the other side of the veil. And they could be right in your room. They could be not anywhere in your vicinity, but they're connected at your heart, and that you could feel them there. If we could just understand that the cycles of life are going to end, it's going to end. We don't have to come back into a body. We don't have to even die. We can just lift ourselves up. All of the prophets lifted up, if you remember, Ezekiel, right? They tried to describe this, and Enoch, they weren't born. There was no register of them being born. They were born by a light birth like Jesus was, and others. Gautama Buddha and Zoroaster, who was actually Jesus in another lifetime, and quite a few of them, the Buddha himself, the Gautama, and there's other saints that actually they didn't have a normal birth. And I never understood this till very, very recently about it, because I was saying if you're in 3D, then you'd have to use the materials of 3D. Well, the soul does. It does build the body from the 3D. They actually are like my niece. I could see the soul in her over her right shoulder. And I said, "Oh, you're having a boy." And she laughed and she said, "Yes, I just found out I'm having a boy." And I said, she goes, "How did you know?" I said, "Because I could see the soul over your right shoulder, which would indicate to me it's building the male body. That's your male side of polarity. If I see the soul over the left shoulder, I know they're having a girl." Yeah. Yeah. So she's all excited, and they picked a name, and he's going to be born, I think, in May. Yeah, right on the cusp of May and June. So this the soul is the eternal part of you that never ever ends. It just keeps gathering information that is given to God itself, the creative life force, to expand its understanding of experience in all kinds of scenarios. When you were on other planets, when you were in other universes, you were experiencing the way that everything developed on that planet or star system. But here on Earth, this is the biggie. This is, most people do not want to come here. They say, "I'll go on any planet but Earth," because, as I told you, this is graduate school. This is where you get finished. This is where you gather the Christ consciousness, the educational journey that you keep taking around the seven rays, in order to prepare you for all of the aspects of being Christed. Jesus was showing us what each one of us is going through. He became Christed a long time ago, and he came only into the body in order to show you what you needed to do. You needed to love yourself and love everyone around you. And if you didn't, you would work through it until you did come to love. So when he gave me the process, exactly the way it's written, he showed me that you can go from this end of this straight line, from hate to love. You'll come right to the middle, and you'll be able to love that person that you thought you hated. It's all this on the same line. It's just the one is the dense side of it, and one is the absolute. You want to have peace. This is what you need to do. Anyone that irritates you, it's an irritation because that frequency is inside of you. I know this. I've been doing this a long time, and I wasn't allowed to really teach it to this degree until I mastered the process myself. You see, at first, nobody understood it because I wasn't fully there yet. When did I start? I started a long time ago. Yeah. You don't have to do it that long. I was one of the forerunners to test to see if I would have the tenacity to do it. I picked the perfect personality to do it. Barbara. They don't let up. They don't stop. They just keep working and keep finding their way through life. We like to be happy, but we also are very sensitive people, and our feelings get hurt really easy until we love ourselves fully, completely, and utterly. And then people can do what they do, and you do feel a little bad, but in your heart, you know who you are. Do you know who you are? Do you realize who you really are? Once you know who you are, this magnificent expression of God, you will change the way you deal with yourself. You'll look in the mirror, and yes, you see the reflection of a physical being, but look into your own eyes and see the beauty of God shining back at you, the love that nobody can even describe, this level of love. If you're willing to work on yourself, take this very seriously, because it hurts me to take a feeling that is negative or dark or sad into the next hour. Can you imagine allowing it to come into my next day? I won't do it. I work too hard to reach this state of such love, such love. And when you reach that level, you look at people with the look of love. You look for something you can love in them, even if everything seems, their behavior, everything is unlovable. You think of one thing you can love. And you know what I go for? I say to myself, they are so wounded. They are in so much pain that I will love the pureness of that one chamber in their heart where God lives, even if it's still just a speck that is almost smothered with the anger and fear, because I know what it is to be in pain like that. Yeah. And when you do that, all of a sudden, you can completely see them with such love, and you keep pouring love into them so that they can feel it for the first time in maybe the whole day, that somebody didn't growl at them, somebody didn't push them out the door, somebody actually sent love and light to them. You want to heal the world? Heal the people in your world, not by being some kind of great healer. They have to heal themselves. You know how you do it? You give them the light that they need to lift them just enough to have the courage to heal themselves, to go through a day when they're on the floor crying their eyes out because they are so miserable and they need to let it loose. This is freedom for us and for them. Everything you do for someone else that's kind and loving comes back to you, because everything cycles back to the sender. And then you find your life so beautiful that you bump into people, you don't even know them or think you know them, and you feel so much love for them. You want to talk to them till the cows come home, because you don't want to be separated from someone so beautiful and so holy. I met a new lady today. I've met her before, but I haven't seen her in like 7 years. We got on this conversation, poor Charlie, and it was so beautiful, and it unfolded with such loving camaraderie and understanding. And I took the chance because I could feel, and I said, do you feel that this administration in the White House is doing a good job? And she looked around, made sure none of her colleagues were anywhere near her. And she said, yes, I do. Do you? I said, yes. And we got on this really great conversation. Well, we used our 2 hours up, and I was supposed to be there for another reason, but I have to read the paperwork now. But I'm telling you, it was so beautiful and so holy. And she kept asking me questions, and I could answer every one of them about what's going on and everything. She wants me to send her everything she's got. So, I mean, I've got. So I'm going to enlighten her further. Very spiritual. Her heart is wide open. She's a good woman. I really, really tell you, you will see the reflection of yourself as beautiful as you can imagine. It's not always the ones that are showing you the dark side or the shadow or anything like that. You're going to be bumping into lots of beautiful people that you adore being with. That is your rewards. That's the reflection of you as well. The beauty that you are. Watch my time. So it's 3 minutes too, and I'm going to stop this segment and I'll finish what I want to say to you and at the end of segment 2 as in my closing statement. Anyone listening on YouTube, you can join us if you'd like to. Our Divine Origin is the website. I mean the YouTube. OurDivineOrigin.com is the website. You can go on there and just send me an email and ask me if you'd like to join us. I really appreciate it and love it. Okay. So, Shelley,
Thank
take it
you.
from there.
Thank you, Barbara, for the discourse. This is not recorded, John.
The song was all about gratitude, being grateful for everything. Things we call bad, things we call good, for the beauty of the earth, for our beautiful lives, everything. Be grateful, and you will create that next experience that you can be grateful for. Thank you.
John, please stop the recording. And Barbara, can we please have your closing statement?
Yes.
Thank you.
Beyond the Veil was the topic tonight. Most of the reason she did that particular video was to take away the fear, to tell you thousands and thousands of people that she interviewed and kept the information, said the same thing over and over. And when I've been counseling all the years that I have, I always told people, listen, this is like what I would call hell right here. You go through the hardest experiences, everything goes on here. Once you are out of this 3D, 4D matrix, it is heavenly. Even though there's many, many levels of heaven, many. And when you start out in the lower level, you still might have some residual energy that's very dense. And that's where you'll want to shed it off like a dog shaking water off their fur and get rid of it there, because the higher you go, the more transparent you become. Everybody's reading your fields, and it's so embarrassing if you have something in there that you really do not want anybody to see. We hide down here. We figure nobody's ever going to know. I will not show them on my face, and I will not act like what I feel inside. We need to become authentic. And this way, when we do feel ourselves acting out in a way that is not what we want to do, we'll do something about it. We'll purge it out. If you don't know where the purge is written out, go on the website. There's a page on the home page. It will say exactly the process it will be called. You'll see a book open with light coming out of it. And go on there and read the whole thing. Most of it is about how scenarios can happen and how it could bring to you information. So you get the feel for this. And then it'll become second nature. You'll look at someone, immediately you'll feel a feeling inside and you'll know that it triggered you. Triggers are good. They're not bad. People say, I can't stand that person. They always trigger me. Yeah, well, take the message, take it home and get rid of the button that's in you. They can't make you angry. They're pushing your button. You're angry because of you. You're holding that energy inside you. And when we get real and we start looking at ourselves differently and get honest with ourselves, listen, what is the big deal? We look at it one more time. Some things are so deeply ingrained in us, so deep, that it can't be done in one and done. Sometimes it takes quite a few experiences to go deeper and deeper and deeper until we get to what I call the causal level. And that's where the button is diminished and it's gone once you reach that level. That last time you face yourself for that particular pattern or that particular pain, it will go away. You can create the life that you have always wanted. And nobody, not any ascended being, no angel, uh, God Himself is not going to heal you from outside. You only heal from inside. That is your task. That's why you came, for freedom. You want to be free. Otherwise, we put ourselves in prison. And that prison is painful because we just sit and think about, oh, I can't stand that person. I don't ever want to see them again. And on and on and on, this loops in your head. It could make you nutsy. Or you could own it. Why am I so upset? Uh, because maybe, yeah, but I don't do that. Yeah, but guess what? How many lifetimes did you do it? Or when you were a teenager, you did it. We did everything when we were teenagers. We really did. Or we thought it anyway. And thought becomes energy that exudes out and finds like energy and brings it back to us. Isn't that wonderful? That's why I say only you can free yourself and only you can change. You can change. You are not stuck. And nobody is dictating your life. Nobody ever tells you what to do on any plane. They will suggest, and the wise ones would be worth listening to. Starts with you. When you love yourself, everything changes. You stop beating yourself up. You stop getting mad when you're not perfect. Who's perfect? What's perfect? What's perfect today isn't going to make you happy tomorrow. Listen, to have the freedom that you're looking for, it's all mental and emotional. It's as simple as that. It's energy. Energy moves. You can move it out or you can hold it in. But your body starts to hurt. And then your body starts to get disease. The more you hold in your emotions and your patterns, the more that it eats away at you. What do you think cancer is? It eats you up alive. So not on such a serious note, I don't want to be, but yeah, it's getting late. But I'm telling you, the only place you're going to go from here is into a dimension of a higher frequency, and you keep moving in that direction. You can fail if you decide you want to become the worst bully or the worst person you've ever met. You can do that. Or you can choose to be the best version of you. And it's not like you're holier than thou. You're very real and human, and you have emotions and you have joy, and you do get very strong when you feel strong about something. But I can tell you, when you are in a state that it has reached enough light, what happens is you can deliver something so constructive but painful. But in the delivery itself, if you are in enough state of love, you can deliver the worst scenario to somebody and they will feel it and receive it and not want to punch your lights out. It's all about the delivery. But you can't make this up. You have to be sincere because everybody feels things in different levels of their body and their chakra system. Yeah. And so if you're feeling it in your gut, it's like it isn't coming from her heart. If you feel it in your heart, you go, wow, that was really nice. Like a singer that sings because they love to share their beautiful voice, you'll feel it in your heart. But if there's somebody up there and it's all ego and he just wants to, be like famous and it's all for the wrong reasons, not to give the gift of their beautiful voice, but because they want to be famous, you're not going to enjoy their music. You're not going to feel it. It's all about the feeling world. So get in touch with your feeling world and know that even if you feel like you're living in a very difficult time, this will shift as you deal with it inside yourself. Don't go to people and say, you got to heal me. I can't do this anymore. You can go to a psychologist for 100 years and you start to wonder, why am I still going after all these years? I still have the same issues that I'm talking about, because talking it is giving you a little relief, and that's why you're talking about it. But when you get into the emotional body and you let those emotions come up and you really feel it, that's when you can let it go. And then you won't feel like talking about it. You won't need to. There's nothing to talk about because you healed the pain. On that note, I wish you a wonderful week. I will see you all on Wednesday, I hope. And we have another wonderful lineup for next week. Really, from my heart, I'm saying this to you. If you are not happy right now, if you feel like your life is just not bringing you what you need, cry it out. Get angry. Not at anybody. Just let it out. Get in touch with the pain. And then send lots of light inside yourself and whoever it is you're targeting, whoever it is you feel that is putting you in that position. Send them love. If you don't feel it, then wait till the next round when you work. And what I would do is ask Jesus, I'd say, would you love them for me till I can be sincere? Because right now I am still not there. Okay? Let's get real. It's for you. It's for you. Because it isn't, everybody's got to go through what they need to. And you know what you need to go through. Give yourself the life you deserve. All right. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. I will read our closing prayer. Please remain muted. We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for their attention and for your wonderful questions, comments, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency ever higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know that we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. So be it.
So be it.
We invite all of you to remain for a 10-minute prayer before saying good night to each other. We will be closing the evening with a planetary prayer as our collective call for the light to bless every kingdom upon the earth and to create a new heaven and a new earth. The words are on the screen to help you to recite this beautiful prayer. And this continues to be recorded.
This is recorded, John.
So let's sit nice and tall in our seats, our feet on the ground. Straighten up your spine. let that light be able to move nicely through your body. Feel your feet on the floor. Call up that light into your feet, up your legs, the trunk of your body, your arms, hands, up your neck and in your head as it loops back down into the earth, through your body, out the soles of your feet in a continuous flow. Let's begin setting everything into motion. I call for the divine Christ radiance to surround me, hermetically sealing around me. Nothing but love can penetrate this seal of divine light. I call for the divine light to enter my crown directly from source, moving through every atom, molecule, cell, and energy within my body and fields. The flow of divine light moves through my body into the earth, out through the soles of my feet, continuing in a steady flow and building in potency. I ask my higher self to connect my heart with the other prayer warriors all over the world, to create a unified effort as one mind, one heart, one intent. I call to the benevolent beings of light for their assistance. I ask my higher self to add power to the words of this planetary visualization. Now let us rest in the divine light, concentrating on our breath and on the light flowing. Let it clear your mind, breathing in the divine light and hold it. Now breathe out the divine light. Breathing in the divine light, hold it. Now breathe out the divine light. One last time. Breathing in the divine light, hold it. Now breathe out all the divine light. Extending your arms, turn the palms of your hands to face each other, about a foot apart. Visualize the earth and her atmosphere between your hands. The light will begin to flow into your hands and into the earth and her atmosphere. You'll feel it flowing. Let us call in the divine light. I am calling the violet ray as violet fire to flow directly from source into the earth's atmosphere, penetrating into the earth's surface all the way through to the core in a steady flow. I am calling the divine Christ radiance to move through my body, out through my hands and heart. The divine light is pouring into the earth's atmosphere, penetrating the surface and continuing to the center of the planet in a steady flow, blessing the earth in divine light. Now let us direct the divine light with authority. I am directing the divine light into the planetary grid lines, the electronic grid and meridian lines surrounding the earth, the ley lines crisscrossing the earth, repairing and charging these lines as the divine light moves in a continuous flow. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the kingdoms represented on earth and all life within each kingdom, the elemental, plant and food chain, the animal kingdom, human kingdom, angelic kingdom, and all kingdoms known and unknown. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the dimensions of the earth, penetrating these dimensions and all life within each dimension. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the waters of the earth, on the surface, under the surface, in the atmosphere, and all life within these waters, purifying the water as God intended in the beginning. I am directing the divine light to penetrate all land masses, the continents and islands of land upon the earth's surface, and all life living upon the surface and under the surface. I am directing the divine light to penetrate the cities, towns, and communities upon the land, and all life living within inhabited locations on the earth. I am directing divine light to penetrate all of humanity on earth, every man, woman, and child incarnated on earth, lifting them in the light, awakening and ascending ever higher as divine source intended from the beginning. I am directing the divine light to penetrate all species of animals on the land, flying in the sky, all organisms and elementals on the surface and beneath the surface of the earth. I am visualizing the benevolent beings of light upon the earth, assisting all humanity, showing us the way, guiding us, assisting those awakened, and embracing those just awakening, leading humanity to a higher reality and to bring the concepts of a higher order of divine love for yourself and others. Now breathing deeply, taking in the entire picture of all that you have visualized, marveling as you help create a new heaven and a new earth, filled with divine light as divine source intended from the beginning. Let us express our gratitude. I am thanking the benevolent beings of light for their assistance and guidance. I thank my higher self for giving power to my words, manifesting my divine vision. I thank the divine light for its steady flow of purity to all creation. I thank Mother Earth for providing all of our needs from her abundance and beauty. I thank the angels in every color of the rainbow for their daily assistance and blessings. And I thank our divine source for all of creation. Concentrating on your hands as that light is pouring into the earth. And now place your hands upon your heart and feel the divine flow of light, giving thanks for being of service to our divine source. Now rest your arms, press your feet to the floor, become aware of your surroundings. And when you are feeling ready, open your eyes and return fully present. This visualization and directives of light is to co-create and manifest the transformation of our planet, giving back to her for all she offers to us. This is God's plan for this planet and all life upon her. So be it, and so it is. Amen and amen. You can have a copy of this visualization and a prayer to cleanse the earth. Visit our website, ourdivineorigin.com. Thank you.
John, please stop recording.